It's changing very fast, very fast.
And I think that regarding your remarks, I mean that this will allow, or will create the circumstances under which more substantial spiritual relations might be established. I mean, it's,
Yes. You know, Arab Springs has resulted in the removal of the dictatorship, and which have caused great affliction on the people in the 20th century, such as the regimes of Gaddafi and Mubarak also. And based on your observation, could you describe what the consequences of such brutal, oppressive regimes have been on people? And my second question is, why do they aspire for change?
this is very difficult to. Your second question is very difficult.
Yes,
to answer to. I think that you know there is in human nature there is a tendency to ask for you know, rights and freedoms that are inherited in the human nature, and I think that this is what the events in Egypt and the Arab Spring tell us. I mean that regimes that have not been you know, securing these freedoms and these rights cannot be stable, and they cannot be living for some time. My worry is that we were very optimistic in the assessment of these events in the beginning, because it really initiated a new period and a new hope. I mean that things will develop towards a positive. But now we are seeing that there are problems, that there are conflicts, that there are sort of violent reactions, not mainly in Egypt, but in the whole of the region, especially in Syria. That it's very confusing and very distressing, the situation. But I generally believe that since the process it has started, it's inspired by freedom and by the claim of basic rights. It will end up in a positive way. I mean, it will contribute into a stability point that will be higher than the one we were experiencing under President Mubarak and the regime that has been sterilized. I mean, it has been remaining inactive for many years and excluding too many people from the public life and from the democratic rights. I mean, of participating in the community.
Yes. People suffered so much from these dictatorships because of the degeneration, actually, staying away from religion. They distanced away from Islam, and then radicalism and extremism and bigotry has emerged in these countries, and they became Marxist, materialist mindset, and then they oppressed their own people. And for example, in the Quran, Allah says there is no compulsion in religion. That means a Muslim can never force people to believe in anything. It's haram, it's unlawful against the Quran. Right, you cannot. Even the unbelievers are first-class citizens, and in Quran it's stated, even the idolaters, the unbelievers, if they ask Muslims for protection, for security, Muslims have to take care of them and bring them to a secure place, even though they have to risk their own lives. So that is the way Quran looks at the unbelievers, Quran looks at the people of the book. They have to be respected, argue with them in the kindest way, Allah says. And these people distance away from religion. And not only these dictators, but the people living in Libya, in these countries, in the Palestine, the same thing happened. In Iran, the same thing happened. In Iraq, Saddam's regime, they became Marxist. They became extreme nationalism. Extreme nationalism also prevailed in these countries, and they suffered from that.
That's right.
And there's a time for change.